Hey folks, welcome back to the EMH Elephant Money Herd. This is Bailey, and I'm coming at you with episode number 3 of The Watering Hole. All right, and hey, sorry guys, I missed you last week. I got kind of struck down with the plague. Wasn't good, and I was also in the penalty box, and I couldn't even type in our Telegram chat because I don't know, I was under a 2-day ban from chatting because I don't know. I guess I was promoting some projects and some of the Telegram groups that they didn't like very much. I guess I don't know, but I'm back. Hey, I'm back. Hopefully, this is going to continue on a weekly basis. Next week, guys, I'm actually going to be ditching the Zoom room and going at you with a YouTube live stream. So I think maybe more people would be able to participate. So, something that everyone's a little more comfortable with hopping onto YouTube. So look for that next week, guys. All right, first up, guys, on the docket. Notice here, guys, I'm on the elephant.money site. Okay. And I'm on the trunk side of things. All right, let's take a look at what we got going on, guys. All right, so the team, all right, the herd, a partner network. All right, so if you're new to Elephant Money or if you're going to be promoting it, bringing people in, make sure, guys, that everyone who does sign up for Elephant Money has a partner code put in. Okay, and all that is your wallet address. Okay, so they just come down to partner and make sure you have an address in there. All right, and you're not locked in. You can change it at any time. So any content creator or any community member that you like or has brought you in, please put their address down in there because you're going to get bonuses for all of your rolling when you're buying elephant. When you're buying trunk, when you're bonding, you'll get that 0.5% bonus. And then whoever your partner is will also get a 0.5% bonus. Okay, so it's kind of like free money in the system. You lose out if you don't have a partner in there. Okay, so don't be afraid, guys, because elephant.money has a great system where you can change your partner at any time, risk-free. So make sure, guys, that everyone does have a partner in there. Okay, and hey, all right. EMH, here we go. We have 15 team members now, which is pretty awesome, guys. So what I'm going to be doing is every episode, I'm going to be doing just a little tiny raffle, and I'm going to be giving back 100% of the trunk that I get in rewards back to the community. Okay, and the whole idea is with my content, I'm trying to make people a little more proficient or a little more, say, confident and comfortable with understanding the protocol, and giving that trunk back to the community. Then they can kind of use that to build their accounts and maybe seed money for some other team members that they would bring in, and they would feel confident enough to start bringing in members to the herd as well. So I kind of like the first one. It was pretty juicy. It was we rounded it up to 280 trunk, which amounted to about 70 BUSD. Gave it out. I think my boy Michael was able to cash in on that, and I think bought some sweet elephant, which was awesome. And I didn't realize I was like, all right, I was expecting a lot more. And it looks like, guys, now I'm up to about 300. So from about 280 to 300, that's only about 20 trunk. Okay. And 20 trunk, divide that by 4, that's like a juicy $5, right? 5 BUSD. And what I didn't realize, guys, was that like most of that 280 bonus trunk actually came from the airdrop of one of our max depositor victors. All right, so one of my little team members, you might know him by his name is Greg, is very boisterous. All right, and he likes to chime in quite a bit. He actually won the max depositor one day, so I didn't realize like most of that money was actually that 0.5% from that max deposit win. So I think things will pick up once we get back to peg and everything with the trunk. But right now, guys, our little raffle would be for 5 BUSD, but I'm going to chip in another 20 So to make it at least 25 BUSD, so hey, it's at least something. All right. Now, out of our 15 participants, guys, 6 of you have contacted me and have given me your wallet address. Okay, so just a word to the wise out there, if you're building your own community, or if you're brought in, say, hey, make sure you touch base with the person that you that's your partner, just in case they want to do raffles and giveaways. Like, they need to know what your address is. You can check it on the system if they're signed up for you, but you can't just see like a list of the wallets on the system yet of like who's in your team. So just make sure, guys, if you do want to participate in future raffles, just shoot me an email or a message on, say, Telegram, or just write in the chat on the YouTube videos. Okay, so right now, guys, we have 6 participants for 25 BUSD. All right. So I'm not giving it in trunk, I'm giving it in BUSD. So you're going to be able to kind of, put it into peanuts, or if you want to buy elephant, but you can kind of inject it right back into Bertha's bloodstream here. So we can kind of get the protocol rocking and rolling as quickly as possible. All right, so guys, I am on lines 3 through 8. All right, I'm going to shuffle up because I'm paranoid. Like, hey, you're in the first slot, and like it could be cursed. So I'm going to shuffle these up, randomize the range. Oops, I want to randomize. I want to select this whole thing because I'm keeping track of like stats and everything, wins, how much trunk, you've won and all that. All right, so let's see. All right, live TV. All right, guys, don't click away. Stay with me. All right. Randomizer raise. Here we go. Okay. Randomized. All right. 3 through 8. My high-tech number picker wheel. I got my 3. I got my 8. All right. Mute. No way. We're turning this baby up. Okay. I mean, this is probably, if this is the most exciting thing of this show, I'd be pretty sad. But it's not, because we're going to be talking about elephant money. Number 4. So that's going to be row number 4. All right. Hey, congratulations. Let's see. Who are you? Number 4. Right here. Okay. So number 3, number 4. There you go. 25 BUSD coming your way. So copy that. I'm going to go to MetaMask. You know what it is? MetaMask like freaks out when you're like streaming or sharing on Zoom for whatever reason. Hello, MetaMask. There we go. All right. And I'm going to be sending to this person right here a good old, all right, 25 BUSD. Next, let's see. As I go. Hey, we have someone else in the house. Hey, Xavier, how are you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Bailey?
Good, thanks. And it failed. Why did it fail? That's weird. Let's see. All right, here we go. It didn't have like, what the? It didn't have gas on there the first time for whatever reason. That was bizarre. Okay, 25. All right, now there's a gas price. That should work. There we go. Pending and away. All right. Live television, guys. It's not for the faint of heart. Okay. Hey, congrats. So we're going to put a little 1 win right here. And that was like equivalent of 100 trunk right there. If you decide to do a little peanuts with that, there you go. All right. Yeah, so guys, just one of the things, I'm just trying to promote is, having the reward system and everything kind of open, transparent. So, kind of set a good example for others to make sure that they're, upright, straight, with their communities and whatnot. All right. All right, guys, what I decided to do is let's take a little spin around YouTube and kind of see like what's going on in the world of elephant money. All right. So I was going to go for a little elephant money search on YouTube and kind of see what's happening. All right. And what I was thinking of doing is let's look at just this week. Okay. Are there cool people doing lots of elephant money content? Let's see. I don't know what the heck this thing is. Elephant money killer. Like, yeah. All right. 1 million APY. I don't know what's going on with that. All right. Awesome, guys. Muddy Mo. All right. Muddy Mo has really been stepping up the focus on elephant money. So he's been actually doing a raffle party every single afternoon at that time where the raffle is concluded. So that's really awesome. So please try to check that out and support him. He's got a little blurb about, hey, what is the elephant token? All right, crypto questions, always coming in strong with elephant videos. Does a lot of like really good kind of, frequently asked questions, a lot of educational material. And, he likes to present things in like a different way, visual way to help connect with some people. All right, we have Crypto Lightsaber coming in, and I believe he is also in the Telegram group. So popping up with an awesome elephant money, elephants on the move, okay, getting the word out to his community. All right, crypto learning space. All right, I have seen him talking about elephant money quite a bit. All right, he is all aboard the parabolic price action. All right, Muddy. All right, there's this chump over here. Elephant money herd. All right, yep. All right, my newest math lesson, guys. I kind of show how the math behind finding that 10x and 100x gain is going to happen. All right, so BT called out the other day that we need $180 million injected into the protocol for a 100x on our elephant money holdings. So I walk you through exactly what the math looks like on that. If you're curious, 53 minutes, whew, but hey, I mean, if you're serious about this protocol and serious about making money, like that could be well worth your time. All right, this video right here, SK Crypto K, all right, is a very, very intense, all right, great video on elephant and how the supply shock is looking. A lot of people have given this rave reviews. All right, so check that out. Muddy, 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 muddy. And crypto questions. What is this guy? The Drip Farm. Why is no major YouTuber talking about this? Well, I don't know. I beg to differ. I guess our YouTubers are not major YouTubers, but yes, there is something, and he's finally catching on that there is something going on with elephant money. All right. And then we got some loose connections here. Okay. Yeah. So guys, check out Muddy Mo, crypto questions. Especially, hey, this elephant money herd guy, SK Crypto. All right. And then we might have Crypto Lightsaber and Crypto Learning Space, maybe creeping in with some more elephant money videos, guys. The more the merrier. Share, support each other, and let's get this train rolling. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So guys, check this out. All right. So we're going to be taking a look at the elephant money charts a little bit. And this site here is Bogged Finance. Okay. And that you can get to right from the elephant screen. Okay. So here's this fresh little nice landing screen that we got for elephant.money. All right. Looks crisp, looks pretty good. Okay. And we go on over to the elephant side, and we're going to be able to scroll right down. And that's where we can get right to Bogged Finance, guys. And right here, guys, if you notice, we got some crazy stuff going on. Okay, so right here, let's take a look first at our larger liquidity pool. That's the Elephant and BNB liquidity pool. And we are up to over 10 cents per million. Okay, we have killed a zero, and we only have 6 of those little zeros in front of our 1. Okay, so we're at 10 cents per million. If you move the decimal over 6 places, that's multiplying by a million. Okay, so a million tokens would be 0.10 or 10 cents, guys. And if we look, there is a sea of green down here in this trade book. Okay, there's just a few reds, but you can just kind of see that everyone in the elephant system is getting it. Okay, the more and more guys that we buy and we drain out of the liquidity pools, it's just the more and more value we're going to be gaining. Okay. And guys, what's going to happen is we're going to start to get more and more explosive candles, and we don't even need that much volume. Okay, it's going to be that we're so strong against BNB. Even the slightest movement with BNB is going to start to rocket ship, and we're going to see things like this happen quite a bit, even when there's, not tons of like buying. Like if you look at the last few minutes, it's not like a super amount of volume, and we're going to be seeing, like really nice big candles. Okay, we are supercharged right now against BNB. Okay, and here's what I mean, guys. So this chart right here is showing us how much an elephant token is compared to USD dollar amounts, right? And if we switch this and we just look at BNB and not the dollar amount, you're going to notice that we just kind of continue to go up and up and up and up. Okay. And what is happening here, guys, is in this particular graph here, all you do is you take the BNB amount in your liquidity pool and you divide it by the elephant in your liquidity pool. Okay, so what happens, guys, is as we're buying, that BNB keeps going up and up, and that elephant amount keeps going down and down. So we're going to end up dividing a big number by a smaller and smaller number. Okay, when you divide by a smaller and smaller number, you're going to have a bigger and bigger answer. Okay, so basically what's happening, guys, is every single day that goes by, our elephant token is increasing in value compared to BNB. Okay, each elephant token is worth more and more of a percentage of BNB every single day. Okay, so even when like BNB goes down, all right, you're going to notice that our price is staying consistent or going up in value because, okay, BNB went down, but each of our tokens are worth more portion of a BNB. So it compensates from that. So a lot of people are having like really good charts of like showing that elephant keeps going up and up and BNB has been going down a little bit. All right, that's the difference, okay? Because every single day when there's less elephant in that LP, it's worth more and more of a BNB, okay? So this graph just keeps skyrocketing and keeps going up. So it's going to be rock solid, like price, appreciation for the elephant token. And if you actually like kind of like zoom out, like even like when people like zoom out and you get like the exploit and everything, I don't know if I can zoom out this far on Bog Finance, but I know I can on, let's say, Dex Screener. Yeah, if you zoom out and like even see like the exploit and everything, like if you just look at this and ignore the exploit, okay, like the elephant token like just keeps accumulating value. Okay, if you draw that like horizontal line, it just keeps going up and up because how the elephant token is built, it is so foundationally strong, and it's basically its value is gained by how it relates to the other token in the liquidity pool. And the protocol is designed with Bertha, the liquidity strategies, that it's just constant pressure, buy pressure, and it's just always going to be in a position of dominance against that other token in the liquidity pool. And that's just because how the protocol is built. Okay, so like the elephant token is really like one of the strongest tokens like out there in DeFi. You take away just all this crazy stuff that happened, and it's still, you just kind of still see it's just kind of moving up, moving up, moving up. And guys, like this is a pretty significant gain. even though it looks very small and scrunched on the screen, because hey, like our scale has to go way up to accommodate, this huge parabola. Okay, I noticed there were some people that were hating on elephant and saying, hey, it just went up this tiny little bit. Like, come on, guys, like learn how to look at a scale on a graph. But anyway, so it's just a super strong token because it's designed to really put pressure on that other token that's with it in the liquidity pool, which is that BNB. So it's constantly gaining strength against it. Okay, now guys, if we switch on over, we check out our BUSD pool, same thing, guys. Okay, all right, so if you look at this, okay, we have a steady increase. We are constantly gaining value against that BUSD liquidity pool. Okay, so the more and more pressure, the more and more buy pressure and people holding those tokens long term, waiting for this explosion, we're just gonna like keep creeping up in value every single day. Okay, now what's cool about this though, and what's nice is that, hey, like Jonathan, the drip farm guy, said on YouTube, like, why is nobody talking about this, right? Like, this is kind of like a stealth maneuver. Like, people, we're just slowly, methodically going along and building it up. And, what's different about, and BT was mentioning this, what's different about this approach is we're not leaving any of the liquidity pools behind, so he has that strategy where we're buying from one pool or the other pool. With the buy with Bertha, we always get the best deal. So not all the money is going into this the BNB liquidity pool like the first time. The first time that one shot up, and then there was a lot of arbitrage opportunity from people, to get profits from the difference between the two pools. This time, guys, we are bringing both pools up together at the same time, really solidifying the value in the protocol. But it's going up a little slower, because like when you look at a price chart, it's only showing you one liquidity pool, so, a lot of times you'll see like, oh, like elephant's creeping along and its volume is kind of low. And those people are only looking at like 1/2 of like all the transactions that are really happening. Okay, so like what's going to happen is we're going to be so foundationally strong, and then at one point it's going to be like this stealth little uppercut that comes out of nowhere, and like it's going to like shock everybody. And what's awesome is the people that are in right now, they know what's going on. Like they understand the game plan, they understand that we have to buy and hold, and so you have a large portion of like your core community that really understand the mechanics of the system, so that's why I'm so excited, because I think this is going to be like really good. Okay, so guys, we're plotting along. Okay, we're making great progress. All right, so I had that math video, it was like 3 days ago or so, where I was looking at again those constant product formulas. Okay, and that's basically the relationship between the two tokens in a liquidity pool. And so I'll just kind of show you like visually that we've made more progress since I filmed those videos. I did math lesson number 5, I believe it was about like 3 nights ago or so. And we were at this point right here. So we had about 41,700 BNB. And now we have 42,700 BNB. All right, so we've gained about 1,000 BNB in that liquidity pool over the course of a few days. All right, and we've lost even more tokens. All right, we're down to like 114 trillion tokens from about 117 trillion tokens. So about 3 trillion tokens have come out over the course of about like 3 days or so. So we're going to look at the Dune dashboard a little later, but that's kind of in line with what's reported there. So about we're pulling out about 1 trillion tokens per day from the liquidity pools. Okay, and when you buy with Bertha is getting a good portion of that, but most of that is actually going to be from the holders, the long-term holders. All right. Hello, Karen. Welcome aboard. All right, we're just talking about some elephant money and math, of course. And then guys, same thing with the BUSD. So if we check out the BUSD pool, all right, so we were at right here, this little green value when I filmed a few nights ago. And we had about $8,600,000. And now we have $8,750,000. So looks like about 150,000 more dollars worth of BUSD went into that pool, and about like 1 trillion or so elephants. Yeah, like 1.5 trillion elephant or so from that pool. Okay, and one of the things, guys, that I kind of like, I goofed up a little bit on one of my videos like a while back, was it's not going to be like all of our money is not going to be split like 50%, 50% between these two pools, because the BNB pool is actually larger than the BUSD pool. So we're not going to be buying from the BUSD pool like as often, because it's like a smaller liquidity pool. So it would be like proportionally how we're going to be buying from it and whatnot. It's Money Mo. All right. I don't know if it's Money Mo or if it's just Money Mo, right? But yeah, so guys, pretty awesome. All right, so we're kind of seeing that we're progressing down that constant product formula curve. All right, which means, guys, that we're getting more and more value, or more and more value per elephant token. Okay, and guys, there's a connection between moving down this curve and that price on the chart there, where we're looking at this BNB. Okay, so like as we move down that chart, okay, we're getting more and more BNB and less elephant, and that corresponds to more value, more BNB per elephant token. Okay, so all this stuff is kind of interrelated, which is pretty cool. All right, so doing well. All right, guys, we're pretty strong here. All right, so I'm liking it so far, guys. Okay. Yep, so Dex Screener is like another one that I like to use. And so Dex Screener, what I really like about, and this is, guys, our BNB compared to elephants. Okay, so that's without the price of BNB. So that's just showing us yet again that we have, it's BNB per elephant. So there's more and more BNB value for every elephant token. Okay, or every elephant token's worth a greater and greater percentage of a BNB coin. So that's how we're able to sustain our value and continue to grow as even BNB like shrinks. Okay, because every single token's worth more of a BNB coin. Okay, so it's just pure strength. And you can see with the USD price that there's fluctuations to it, because now we're factoring in the price of the BNB, okay, as well. Oops. Okay, so we are since July. I mean, look at this, up and up and up. Yeah, so take a look at that, guys. Like even like right here, like June to now. So we were at like 6 cents per million, and now we're at like 10 cents per million. I mean, that is pretty impressive. That's like a 67% like gain right there, over a couple of months, in this bear market where like everybody's like getting destroyed, it's so good. But one of the reasons I really like Dex Screener too is you can easily kind of see the ratio of like buys to sells over here, and buys to sells have been pretty very strong. Okay, and you can also then just quickly kind of look and see like the value of the sells, like $33, less than a penny. I don't even know what's going on there. 48, 130, 97. So you can see that like, they're not really that significant with the sells. Okay, so that's why I like Dex Screener too. You can kind of just see that information. Only one sell in the last 6 hours, which is kind of cool. All right, and that's just for the WBNB. And then for the BUSD pool, again, guys, that same strength. and there's a 46K volume there. All right, 81 buys, 6 sells. Okay, so everything is just looking like very, very strong, fundamentally solid, and as we kind of get the word out with the herd and bring more people in, just those volumes are going to tick up and tick up. And then eventually it's going to get to the point where, some maybe large investors start to see this. And, we don't need many large investors to pump cash in to really explode our value. Okay. There's like, I think what I calculated, it was like $40 million to get a 10x, and that could happen in one transaction if the right person sees it, so it's pretty exciting. Like this could happen very quickly. It's all a matter of volume and not time, which is pretty cool. All right. So guys, what else we got going on here? All right. So here's this Dune dashboard. And so this is like really interesting stuff. So our man Dallas creates all these crazy statistics that are of super value to the community. If you dig into this, you can kind of really find like a lot of really in-depth information on that. So if you ever check out the Dune dashboard and you appreciate it, here's his wallet address right there. So shout out to him if you want to add him as well. Hey Karen, you got your mic on.
Hospitals, they think of death, disease, old people. Not sexy. We are giving.
All right, I muted Karen. I'm sorry, Karen. But hey, if you want to chime in, like, feel free. But let's check it out, guys. So a couple things that I really like from this chart, I'll just call out a few things, is that this was what we were looking at, that B&B per elephant, okay? And we can just see, guys, that the amount of strength that we're gaining compared to the B&B, it's up 10% during the past 7 days, okay? So the amount or the percentage that an elephant coin is worth, or how many B&B coins an elephant coin is worth, has gone up 10%. So it's just, again, it's going to become stronger and stronger against B&B. Okay, let's see what else. Again, same thing here. All right, it's up 7%, the strength of elephant against BUSD. Okay, for the week. So our token, our elephant token, keeps getting stronger versus our other two partners in the liquidity pools. Okay, and that's just that's part of that going down that constant product formula. All right, so elephant treasury, Bertha, shout out to Bertha, guys, 93.2 trillion. All right, so she's making great progress. And what's even more important is the value, okay, the value of Bertha, $9.7 million in BUSD, okay? And I think one of the really cool things about SK CryptoK's video that he released this week was he showed that an earlier screenshot way back before the first parabola happened, where Bertha had like over 120 trillion tokens, yet was only worth like 2 million BUSD. Okay. And that's because, guys, like we now have so many more holders of Elephant that are taking those tokens out of the liquidity pools. And also, as time has progressed through the protocol, every single transaction, those taxes add to locked liquidity, which means like BT has made this so like the liquidity pools just deepen and deepen and deepen over time. What that means is that, more and more B&B goes in there and more B&B can be captured, okay? And we can get farther and farther and farther down the constant product curve and scoop up more and more B&B throughout the life of the protocol. that's how it's really going to scale when we have, kind of hit our steady state and tons of people are going to start to flock back to the protocol. And lots of people are going to be investing in Trunk and all that. And hey, Trunk pays 0.50% each day. Like, how on earth is this going to be sustainable and all that? Well, on the elephant side of things, guys, the elephant token is going to be worth, so much more because it's going to be so far down that constant product formula curve. And more liquidity keeps getting added into that pool every single transaction. So it's just like sky's the limit. It will keep expanding and keep expanding and keep expanding. So it's really, really, amazing. I'm super excited, yeah. So it's showing us, guys, that the growth, so Bertha's been averaging, so she got 1.3 trillion tokens the last 7 days. All right, so that's awesome. All right, and the last 7 days she grew about 0.8 or $800,000 worth of BUSD value. Pretty awesome. All right, so Bertha's growing, she's getting a little better. Okay, BUSD treasury. All right, from peanuts. Okay, people keep popping in peanuts. Why is that not harder? Because Bertha's on a Bertha's on a spending spree. Okay. BT has it dialed up where Bertha is actually spending 50% of all that BUSD that comes into the BUSD treasury. She's spending that on elephant token. So she is actually buying and accumulating elephant token whenever someone mints Trunk through peanuts. Okay, so she's not hoarding it, she's spending it, she's scooping up all this cheap elephant right now. And she's also working on getting all those tokens out of the liquidity pools. Okay, so whether you buy with Bertha and you get your own elephant, or if you go into peanuts and you want Stampede, you're contributing to elephant token coming out of those liquidity pools. All right, so that's looking good. Okay, let's see what else we got here. There's a few other things I wanted to call out. Let's see. Yeah, liquidity pools. Okay. All right. So, yep. So we're down to 114 trillion elephants. Okay, in the BNB pool. And so over the last 7 days, that's like minus 6 trillion elephants. And yep, 6 trillion elephant tokens. So that's good. Okay, constantly pulling them out. And it looks like we've lost 3 trillion tokens from the BUSD pool. And of course, both of those pools have now gained more value because as elephant tokens come out, what do you have to do? You have to put in BUSD or BNB. So it looks like we're losing more than 1 trillion tokens combined per day, per day from those liquidity pools. All right, so that's awesome. So everyone's kind of on board, rowing the same direction, and things are looking good. All right. Okay. All right. So guys, one more little thing I wanted to kind of walk through is when you are on the Elephant Money site, like sometimes you might get a little, I don't know, like nosy, sometimes you like to just kind of like eavesdrop or, poke around a little at a couple of things. So one of the things I kind of like to look at every once in a while, and I think is cool, is when you're looking at the elephant token, there's this token tracker, right? And it's on this, on the Elephant Money page, you can go right to it, but it's on the BSC scan. And when you go to this elephant token tracker, you can see like everything that's going on, like all the transactions and whatnot. You can see like the DEX trades, okay, and all that information. I like to look at holders, so if you look at holders, you can actually see where we're at with a lot of these different metrics that we're looking at. And right now you can kind of see like this top contract right here, that's called the graveyard. All right, and the graveyard's always going to have between 50 and 51% of the elephant token supply. Okay, so right now we're right here. And whew, all right. Okay, now we're right here, guys, 11.4%. So that's our larger liquidity pool. That's the one where we're paired with the BNB. And we're at 114 trillion there. And this one right here, guys, this is Bertha herself. Okay, so she right now is number 3 of the elephant token holders. So she has that 93.2 trillion. All right, and she's surpassed the BUSD liquidity pool. Okay, and if we take a look, guys, if we add up the BNB and the BUSD liquidity pool, it looks like now we're like a shade under 20%. Okay, so less than 20% of the supply is now available in those liquidity pools, okay, which is really good. All right, and another thing, guys, that's really cool about the protocol that I was mentioning earlier, I think before I started recording, was even like the largest individual token holder has less than 1% of like all of the supply. All right, so if like the largest token holder, you know, decides to sell, like, yes, there'll be like there'll be a little bit of an impact on the price, but not much at all. All right, and that's the power of, you know, of the protocol owned liquidity. So we're down that constant product formula curve, so it's not going to be that much of a big hit, but also the deep liquidity that we have. There's so much value in there. You know, if some tokens get sold, you're not going to see this massive like impact to it. So it's very sustainable. But yeah, so here are the token holders, guys. So like, you know, sometimes I just like to snoop. It's like, all right, like what are these big token holders doing, right? So I don't know, what's this guy? All right, so this guy's like 8 million. All right, so what is like the biggest whale in the system doing with his elephant token? Let's see. In. All right, no buys at all. All right, the last activity is 144 days ago. Like, oh, okay. All right, how about the next largest whale in the system? Yeah, that's what's kind of crazy about like the blockchain. You know, imagine being like, hey, you know, Senator, do you mind if I just like look through your wallet and all your bank records? You know, probably wouldn't go over so well. So let's see here. All right, let's see. So there's some mostly ins, buys, but there's a few outs. I don't know if it's transferring. I don't know. All right, so I might poke around at what's going on with this a little later. Let's see, what was that one? What was this one? Yeah, and then there's this one here. In. There was one cell in. All right. So most of these wallets, it's just in. I kind of suspect that other wallet is probably setting up multiple wallets for family and friend, because I kind of know who it is. But it's always good to kind of be able to look and just see what people are doing like in the protocol. So it's like, it's an interesting thing you can do on the blockchain is you can find all sorts of different information and go down these like really crazy rabbit holes, you know, which is kind of fun. But the big thing there, guys, is for the holders, the things to really pay attention to are these 4 numbers right here. And these are the four contracts. That's the protocol owned liquidity. And what makes this, which makes this system so awesome is that right now, you know, it's at around 80%. And the protocol is designed where it's probably going to be able to maintain a large portion of that because a lot of the tokens, when they come out of the liquidity pool, like eventually Bertha will get her hands on a lot of them. through just regular transactions of buying and selling, you know, the taxes and all that. Like, and anytime that you interact with the trunk side of things, if you start to mint, like she's going to be scooping up those tokens from the liquidity pools and everything. So it's a really awesome design, guys. And you know, I'm super bullish. You know, obviously I'm like, you know, I have like a video channel just dedicated to this protocol. So it's amazing. It's really awesome. All the indicators right now are just are great. You know, everyone's moving in the same direction. Everything looks pretty good. You know, the one thing that, you know, Fudders will try to come in to and talk about is like peg, but you know, you have to understand what the system is doing right now. And the system is basically just building this explosive economic engine that, you know, when you look at the elephant token, the price is going to appreciate exponentially, okay, very, very soon. And those exponential gains are going to be able to steady the system and take care of all the other aspects of the protocol, you know. So it's, you know, yeah, it's a little frustrating that you have to kind of wait for the peg and you have to wait for the redemption queue, but in the long run, like we are building like a super solid you know, protocol that's going to be able to scale quite largely into one of the biggest and best protocols, I think, in all of DeFi. All right. That's just my opinion on things. Does anyone want to chime in or anything, or type in the chat, say something or not? So that was kind of like, that was my little spiel for the night. I just kind of wanted to go through some of those charts and things and show some people some of the stuff that I look at when I'm poking around the elephant money stats. One other good one, though, actually, is Bogged Finance. You can do that as well. Down here, there's that holders. There's liquidity, which I always like to go to, but there's holders. You can see that same information right down on Bogged Finance as well, with like the contracts and everything. So pretty handy. Then when you click it, it goes right to the BSC scan, whatnot. All right, peeps. All right. Oh, wait. All right, Jed's in here. This guy, it's like probably like 3 o'clock. Show the analytics on BSC scan for elephant/BNB wallet. Nice chart. BSC scan. Elephant BNB wallet. Okay. Where do I see that? I don't know where to get that. Do you know how to second holder? Oh, okay. Oh, the analytics. Ah, yeah. There we go. Let's see. 1 month charts. Okay. All right. Yeah. So guys, you can kind of see token balance, say 1 month, right? So you can just kind of see how early August token balance, and then we really started to pick up some nice momentum, okay, and steam right there. All right. What is nice too is that BNB actually got a little cheaper as well, which is nice. Okay. It's always good, like if BNB goes down in value and kind of hits like a little valley, that's our opportunity to buy cheap or get BNB on the cheap, and then we'll be able to like get more elephant tokens out of the liquidity pools. And then once that BNB price rebounds, like we profit like exponentially from that. Okay, so that's like a really nice graph right there showing that, you know, that downward amount of tokens in the liquidity pool, all right, is what we really want to focus on. Okay, so because that helps Bertha. Like if I buy tokens, it helps Bertha because there are less tokens in the pool. So her 93 trillion tokens are more valuable. Okay, so that's where it comes from. Like her price or her value is close to, like close to $10 million now, and she doesn't even hold as much tokens as she did in the first lead up to that first parabola. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Jed, for showing me that. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of the Watering Hall. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the little presentation, and look forward to next week. I'm going to try to do it on YouTube. All right. So YouTube, I think more people are comfortable with that and joining in. So in the meantime, guys, check out all those other videos about elephant on YouTube, and also look in Medium. There's a lot of good articles that are being released on Medium, and there's a lot of cool tweets flying around about elephant money. Very, very exciting stuff. So check all that content out and support that. And until then, guys, have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll be back probably sometime next week with another math lesson. All right, so take care, folks, and have a good one.
Awesome. Thanks, Bailey.
All right, thanks, Xavier.